Awesome. Welcome, everyone. This is our Monday night training, and it is the 22nd of September, 2025. And this evening, I am very excited to be joined by Dr. Nicky Ermston. Um, Nicky is a I should have asked you for an intro. You can tell us a little bit about yourself. But Nikki is a chiropractor, and I'm lucky enough that she is literally in my local area. I have so many amazing natural health practitioners around me, and Nikki is definitely part of my care team, which I love. But yeah, Nikki, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Which,
I actually graduated in 2019. I was a late bloomer in chiropractic. I wanted to be one when I was 15. Life got in the way. And then when I did graduate, it was when at the same time that the AO scanner had come out. And you and Beck had brought it into my range, but I was new to chiropractic being a practitioner, and I didn't have the brain capacity at that point in time to learn about it because I was still trying to find out who I was as a chiropractor. So, but I sort of would learnt along the way with you guys. Every time you come in, you'd tell me stuff.
and you've
So
also got the
the
wand.
healing. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I've got the
yeah,
infinity wand. Yeah,
yeah,
so
that
I do.
infinity
I
wand.
grab a couple of the AO stuff.
Yeah,
So that
exactly. Have
works
you got
well.
any of the red light stuff as well?
I don't. I've got another, it's more like a professional grade one, massive,
Yeah,
big
big one. Yeah, yeah.
light.
So, you work though with a lot of the frequency sort of things. You work
Yeah,
with spooky as well and all of those sorts of things. So yeah,
yeah,
definitely across the frequency world as
yeah.
well as the chiropractic, which is really awesome. Tonight, Nikki's coming on to, I guess, explain a little bit about chiropractic and why, because it comes up constantly, doesn't it, in our inner voice reports, particularly, I find, and I think it's good to know why that would be coming up because and I certainly know because it comes up under all sorts of body systems. So yeah, we're just going to have a bit of a chat around chiropractic, what it can do for the body, how we can incorporate it, or utilize, I guess, the two in tandem, the frequency kind of medicine as well as the chiropractic. So yes, we're going to dive in. So Nikki, can you explain to us the link between, oh, hang on, no. Sorry. I've got some questions. So in your experience, why do you think that chiropractic's showing up all the time in AO?
Um, Basically, my job as a chiropractor is to find where joints aren't moving properly, so the spine's restricted,
Mm.
and adjust the joint or get the joint moving. And I think the AO scanner picks up on those restrictions through the frequency. So
Okay.
they're able to show that on report. I do have one patient that does a report before she comes in and then does one immediately after, and then she shows me the difference in the report. Yeah,
That's
it's quite
cool.
fascinating to see what comes up.
So she does a comprehensive.
Yeah, the full. So she'll email it to me, and then she gets an adjustment, and then she'll do it
Love
when she gets home.
that. That's a
Yeah.
really great idea. Okay, can you remind me next time I come to That's cool. And so it's you mean in the like so but in the spinal area specifically that you see that.
Yeah, I adjust all joints. So if you have an elbow problem or yeah,
Oh
any sort of joint
yes.
in the
Yes.
body.
Get right into that groin area. You can tell me about that.
Yeah. Yeah. So that I think that's just the AO scanners detecting that or the disharmony in the body.
Yeah, okay. And that's probably why it's picking up under each of the organ systems, right? Because it comes up under all
Yeah.
different body systems. And
Yeah.
yeah, okay. So how do the spinal misalignments or nervous system imbalances affect the body's ability to self-heal? Why is that?
When you have a restriction in the spine or in a joint, it actually creates interference in the flow of the nerve. So
Okay.
it's like clamping down on a hose. You've still got the water coming through, but it's just not to the full potential of that nerve supply.
Okay, so it's mainly the nerve supply that it's looking at and the blood flow through that.
Or the nerve flow. Yep.
The
So you can have other things that can affect joints, muscles. So you have muscles that are attached to the bones. If the bone isn't moving properly, then the muscle can't work properly.
Okay. So by adjusting it, you're affecting the muscles as
Yeah.
well, like pretty much
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
structure of the body. Yeah. Okay. And um, can you explain the link between the spine, the nervous system, and energy communication in the body?
Yeah. So it's like wiring. So you like got a kink in the signal. So we come along and adjust the joint and get it functioning. So clear it, yeah, create communication, make it flow freely.
Okay, cool. So do you feel like when it's flagged in the AO scan, um, it's more from a structural perspective? Because I know we've talked
Uh
about the health triad before, and
yeah,
you said to me recently that that's really, and that's sort of philosophy we come from with kinesiology as well, right? Because you've got
yeah.
your structural, you've got your chemical, and then you've got your mental, emotional kind of thing. So, what do you like? Is like, and I tend to say to people, chiropractic kind of works on that structural side, but
Yeah.
is it deeper than that? Like, what's from your perspective?
I look at the structural part of it. Like I've sort of went and did a lot of work with somebody who has a PhD in pain medicine, and he basically used to just say to me, "You look at the structure of the spine, and you get that moving in the best position, and everything else should look after itself." But it's sort of like if you have a restriction, say you've fallen over and you've hurt your knee, you're going to have a chemical response to that area as well. So,
Hmm.
and then you're going to have an emotional response because now you've hurt yourself. So it's like that triad of health all works in together.
Yeah, it
But
has
like
that.
me personally, I'm looking at that restriction of, okay, well, how's the knee joint not working properly? And let's get that moving.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, from that, yeah, kind of structural, like
yeah,
starting with the structural to have the knock-on effect to the other.
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Um, how do you see, like, I mean, you mentioned the AO scan, so the comprehensive, you can do, like a scan before and then a scan after. Do you see any other ways that we can create like a fuller picture with the AO scan and chiropractic working together? Like, what's your kind of take on that?
How do you mean?
Please? So, like, is there any other ways that you can see they can work? Like, do you utilize, I know you sort of, at the moment, you're working with Spooky a little bit. So, do you use the frequencies to kind of help bring that back into balance as well?
Oh, yeah. So I'm sort of more experimenting on myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the spooky 2 was given to me to learn.
Hmm.
So, and it's very in depth, whereas I like the AO scanner because it's easy.
I've heard that a lot from people that the
Yeah,
speaking is very in depth, and a lot of people it's over their head. They can't
yeah,
invest the time. And I know you said you were loving getting into it, so that's really cool.
yeah,
But you mentioned also earlier that you've had an injury yourself recently, and so
yeah,
you use sort of frequency to get sort of deeper into the muscle as well
yeah,
because you weren't accessing. But you've done both hand in hand, really, haven't you? So,
yeah. So I've been I actually injured my hip when I was in Vanuatu, and then my daughter is also a chiropractor, and she was adjusting me, and she left to go to Spain a couple of weeks ago, and I haven't really been continuing on with that chiropractic side of things. So it got to a point where I was in excruciating pain, and I was using the frequency healing to keep me going. And then I got my clinic manager to adjust me today. And
don't release that publicly.
so yeah, she adjusted me today, and like it was that structural change that now is allowing my body to actually start to take on the frequencies a lot better. So
Yeah,
like after the adjustment, I had pain start in my calf muscle because my muscles hadn't been functioning properly for the past week.
yeah,
So yeah, now I've just sat and been using the frequencies on the calf muscle, and the change within about 6 minutes was just amazing.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Also, oh, the question's gone. There was something sitting right there, and I was like, I need to ask about that. God, I love that when that happens. And so, and this is something, what I love about you, Nikki, is that previously, when I've used chiropractic, I've had people can't say to me I have to come back every, 3 times a week and, all of the things. And that's really put me off because often I'm not that type of person. I just don't
Yeah.
do that. What's your philosophy? Like, I know that someone in crisis probably needs a little bit more to start with, but
Yeah.
then as a maintenance kind of thing, what's your philosophy? Because this is one of the things that I really love about you. Um,
My philosophy is that my job is to empower people with knowledge and to show you what's going on with your body and teach you what you need to do to help yourself. And I don't want to see you all the time. I want you to make change at home. And ultimately, anywhere between 6 and 12 weeks, we're like body mechanics, and you come and we do a little bit of a tune up, make sure everything's functioning properly to prevent you getting to that pain position.
Yeah.
So,
And so
yeah.
what are the things that you suggest people to do in between alignments?
Uh, I call it the log. So
Yes.
it's using a half foam roller. We just get people to lay on it lengthways with their head on it and
A
their bottom on it.
reminder. I need to be
Yeah.
reminded.
Yeah, it's one of the easiest ways that you can make change to your spine because you're allowing the weight of the bones to do the work for you.
Hmm.
So
Oh,
yeah,
that's just a half, yeah, half
yeah,
roller,
90 centimeter half foam
and
roller.
it's flat on the thing. So you and
Yeah,
it's how many centimeters is it?
90.
90. Yep. So you're
Yeah.
laying down on that. Are your legs bent?
Yep. So you have your knees up and your feet on the floor,
Yep.
and yeah,
And
your
you're
arms are just sort of out to the side. Yeah,
yeah.
and you just lay there and you work up to 10 to 15 minutes. So, but
Mm.
yeah, if you're uncomfortable at 2 minutes, you get off at 2 minutes and you work your way up in
Yeah.
time.
And is there anything else that you sort of suggest to people?
Diaphragmatic breathing, that's a big one. The diaphragm's a big muscle, and when that's tight, it pulls everything toward it. So making sure that you're getting the diaphragm. You can do that while you're laying on the log.
Okay.
Yeah, and then one of the big contributors towards problems in the body is the iliopsoas muscle.
Oh,
So
don't I
yeah,
know
just
that?
hip flexors. Yeah, so just doing hip flexor stretches will help as well.
Yeah, and that's literally like just putting your leg up and kind of moving into it, isn't it? I think you should.
It's almost like you're doing a lunge, but you're leaning backwards at the same time.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's easy. There's 10 different ways that you can do hip flexor stretches. So it's just a matter of Googling and finding something that, works for you.
yeah, amazing. Well, I might even do up a little thing on that tonight for everyone. That can be our little, yeah, special for coming onto the call tonight. Um, awesome. And so this is an interesting one for me too, because I think you'll have some good answers for this. But what are some of the most common symptoms or conditions that respond well to chiropractic, but that people might not expect? And I've got a
Um,
reason for asking this because this was recently
um,
for me.
there's different things. We're not allowed to sort of really go out and advertise what we can do. We are regulated through APRA, but there's, yeah, it's like sometimes one of my favorite ones is when somebody has a rib restricted and they can't breathe properly or they feel like they're having chest pain. So I've got people that come back from the hospital, they've been there thinking they're having a heart attack and they can't find anything at the hospital because musculoskeletal doesn't show on scans. And they come and say, "Can you help me?" And I'm like, "I'm not allowed to say yes, I can." So I just say, "I don't know, let's see what we can do." And you adjust them, you get their rib working, and within about a minute, their pain levels have dropped by about 70%.
That's
So
incredible, isn't it?
yeah.
That presents as chest pain
It
and
does, and it's normally left-sided. So,
I wonder if that would show up in the scan. It probably would. Hey,
probably,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
my favorite memory when I was in Vanuatu was I had a young guy that had tachycardia, so heart rate was about 120,
Yeah.
and he'd been like that for 3 months because he'd fallen and hit his head, and yeah, like I was blown away that it was so high, and then I adjusted him in between his shoulders where the nerves to the heart come out, adjusted there and adjusted the top bone in his neck. And yeah, within about 5 minutes, his heart rate had dropped to about 90. And then we saw him a couple more times and it was back to normal by the time we left.
Wow,
So
that's
yeah.
incredible.
So that's what I mean. Like this, we can affect the nervous system when we work with the spine.
Yeah, that's incredible. Well, the reason I was asking was because when I had the flu recently, Nikki's like, and I remembered being in there and talking to Michelle, who's Nikki's reception, well, practice manager, and she said that she'd been sick, and then she'd come in for an adjustment, and yeah, oh no, Nikki, you'd gone crook at her for not coming in,
Yeah.
and anyway, I was down with a horrible flu recently, and the first thing I thought was, oh, I've got to go to Nikki. And get it. And then she was so beautiful and letting me come in coughing and being and spluttering everywhere. But yeah, and it really, really, I noticed instantly a difference. But you wouldn't expect to
Yeah.
go and do that. And I guess you're a bit of you're very special, Cairo. But I don't know whether all chiros would let you come in at that. But that really
No,
interested me that you could really shift that, that immune system function
yeah.
so dramatically. Like it really, really helped me. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it doesn't bother Kate and I if you're sick. Our immune systems are really good. So yeah, that's why it's not a bother for us.
yeah, yeah. No, I love that. And so there's any other kind of unexpected ones or different ones that you kind of love and go, yeah, that was really cool.
Um, Sometimes, yeah, people that are constipated. So
Ah,
yeah. Oh, awesome. I just read somebody's Kyra actually advertises to come in when you're unwell. Awesome.
yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think most, if they've got the holistic based, I feel like they would as well.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, cool. That's awesome. So if someone's unsure about chiropractic, what first steps would you suggest they explore to see if it's right for them?
Um, I, you can always ask around. So that's a big thing on social media. People ask about chiropractors. So our name will come up quite often when people ask about us. And I think it's because we are genuinely wanting to teach people. And yeah, and if there's something that you don't like, we won't have to do it.
Yeah.
Kate does a lot more of the cracking adjustment. I work with mainly over 50s, and I like doing more of the soft tissue and more gentle release. So
Use
yeah,
activator as well and that type
yeah,
of thing,
there's different
right?
techniques.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, because there is, and we had a discussion about this because there is a belief around chiropractic, that, yeah, that it's dangerous in some circles and, that
yeah,
type of thing. And I believe, and we chatted about this, that it's actually one of those things that it's been deliberately done, right? To
yeah, it has. Yeah,
deter people, you know, away from the natural, kind of things. So,
yeah,
there is a lot of, if you haven't done chiropractic before, there's a lot of fear around it because they feel like you're going to break them.
yeah. I
And
think
it is scary hearing that cracking. Like, I'm not going to lie. It's when you do the neck kind of one, it's like, oh, okay. But it feels so good afterwards as well, like the release that comes from that. And
yeah.
like I say, you don't have to do it if you don't want to. And,
No,
the
and
Kate's
it's
always,
always the way that we see it, health's always in your hands. So if you say, I don't want my neck cracked, then okay, we'll find other ways to get the joint to move.
yeah, I love
So
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're in control.
Yeah. You use that wicked lemon massage on my neck. Holy moly, that gets me going as well. Ah, um, uh, why do you think AO scan supports chiropractic so much?
Uh, um, the people that designed it, do they have anything to do with chiropractic?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay.
And I'm interested to know if everyone on the call has chiropractic come up a lot, because I definitely do. It comes up for me a real lot. But does it come up for you all? Sure does, yeah.
Yeah.
And I know I do see it in a lot of my clients, but different things come up for different people. So digestive stuff comes up for me constantly. Chiropractic comes up quite often. I must say, after I've had an adjustment, it will die off a little bit. And do you guys, if you get regularly adjusted, does it go away for a bit and then when it's time to go back? Like, is it kind of helping with that, or is it just there constantly? Patrice says she's used Chiro for over 30 years. Kids and now grandchildren all go. Since using the scanner, my guy has noticed a shift in my adjustments. Chiro is very common in America. Yeah, it is very common in America. I feel like it's fairly common here too. There are a lot of chiropractors around.
Yeah.
Yeah. It even found my scoliosis on the very first scan I had with you, Paige. Yeah. Okay. There you go. So the AO scan found that. Yeah. Nikki, you also do what I love about you too, because you often will get x-rays and things and chiropractics will ask you to do that before they go too deep with you, but you have a particular scan that you like to use.
Yeah, it's called an EOS scan. So it's a whole body scan we get from head to toe. And we
A little
actually look
scary
at
to look at.
it is scary, but it gives us
Because
so
you can
much
see all your lumps
information.
and bumps. It's pretty funny, but yeah.
Yeah. It's all done through Medicare. It's a lower dose of radiation, which is what I like. So I don't
Yeah.
really like irradiating people. But we get to see whether you've got one leg physically shorter than the other. And if you do have one, like what is that doing to your spine? Yes, and we sort of get to see posturally what's occurring. So even somebody standing there with their arms crossed can change the whole structure of the spine. And then you
Yeah.
place more load on your low back. So yes, like, but we take you through and we show you what's going on and educate you in what you need to do to help yourself.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of that at-home care stuff as well, which I really love because it's like,
Yeah,
okay, if you do your log and if you do the hip flexors for me is a big one and
yeah,
that type of thing. And that's what I really love about it. It's not just like keep coming back in every month or every week and or twice a week or three times a week. And it's
yeah.
to me, yeah, it just felt like, and every time I go in, the lady, this is many years ago, and she would be like, "Oh, what have you been doing?" I'm like, "Literally nothing." Like, why are you, and she'd catastrophize it all and go, "Oh, you're so out of whack," and so it was almost like trying to sell me on, how bad and I was like, "This actually isn't making me feel good." Like you're telling me, and like literally I'd done yoga or something, and I'm like, "Well, I don't think I'm that bad actually." Anyway, so I just love that about, your approach
Yeah.
as well with it. Um, yes, scoliosis. I will say just on that scan, it was really funny because my partner had it done as well, and he's had titanium screw like plates put in his foot. He had a screw loose. Literally, he was missing a screw. I was like, oh, I always knew you were a screw loose. Anyway, funny, showed all of that up. What do you wish more people understood about chiropractic beyond cracking backs?
It's more about restoring the body's communication. So
Yeah.
it's not always about cracking bones. The crack that you do hear is basically just gas within a joint.
Yes,
So
I found that fascinating when I learnt that.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. So it's not really actually cracking bones.
No, yeah, that's the pop.
Yeah, cool.
When you're just like young ones, you just say, "Now, listen for the popcorn,"
Ah,
and they stop and you adjust them, and they're like, "Wow!" So
yeah,
you can sort of
yeah,
use it to your advantage sometimes.
yeah. That's cool. And do you like, I know that you often speak to me about, different people and refer on and that sort of thing. So what are your other what do you feel works in really well with chiropractic?
Pretty much every modality. So
Yeah.
you could acupuncture works really well. Kinesiology works well. I get people that'll come through. I had one gentleman came through and we were looking structurally at what was going on with his neck because he kept coming in every week with neck pain.
Mm.
And I was getting movement. We were getting really good movement with it. And I'm like, it gets to a point where I'm like, I've done enough. I don't know what else I can do for you. There's something underlying that's creating this neck pain. And I said, I don't mean to be rude, but normally when you look at the emotional side of things, like your neck is sometimes where you're holding a lot of stress. And is there a financial stress? I'm like, you don't have to tell me, but I just want you to think about it. And he just stopped in his track and he said, oh, we've just subdivided our property and they're now asking for another $90,000. And once he realized that that was creating his neck pain, like we didn't see him for a good 6 weeks after that because he'd realized that that was what was contributing towards it.
Yeah, and
So,
sometimes it's just an awareness, right?
yeah,
And sometimes you need a little bit more as well.
yeah,
Looks like Bronwyn's yeah, internet's playing funny buggers. Yeah, okay. Yes. So yeah, and sometimes the people need that deeper kind of
yeah,
release around that emotional work as
yeah.
well. But
And
yeah,
then, yeah, we have a naturopath that we refer people to because you've got to look at your chemical side of things as well.
yeah,
So and it's the chemicals that you're putting in your body can create stress. So even shampoos, conditioners, all that sort of stuff.
yeah,
Your
100%.
fluoride.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's another way, I guess, that the AO scan can help as well because it can pick up on all of those toxicities and things
Yeah,
as well, and be able to give a person a bit of a complete picture of that as well.
yeah,
The clues of what else might be kind of coming up. And of course, the inner voice to help to shift the emotional stuff as well. Um, I was going to ask something else as well, and now it's gone as well. Geez. I shouldn't be doing these calls at night, should I? Does anyone have any questions for Nikki? And she's based in Logan Village, by the way, if none of you know where I live, because I did say before you're just down the road. But yeah, so Nikki's based in Logan Village for anyone who is local and can get to her. But yes, are there any questions around Chiropractic. I'm just checking the chat. Have you used the misalignment musculoskeletal in AO? No, what's a misalignment musculoskeletal? Teresa? You are
Oh,
muted. Yeah.
yeah, in Safi Quantum Homeopathics, I was
Oh.
referring to Dr. Nicky, which she had like problems with her in her body. I've just come across by symptoms in the homeopathy section, the misalignment musculoskeletal, because I had a real bad problem with muscles beating in here and problems with my neck. My something happened. I went to the toilet through the night and I don't put the light on because I don't want to wake up. And my husband, for once in a blue moon, doesn't put the toilet seat down, so I fell into the toilet.
Oh.
And I was rather sore. And yeah, the scan the next morning showed 6 places, one double one here at the C4, and then 5 other places was badly inflamed down there. Well, I put this on and did a couple of other things and felt so much better straight away. So I don't know, it's just a little tip.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
you used
I had
salts and things in the.
I'm learning homeopathy at the moment, so
Oh,
yeah, I
fantastic.
have been using some Narayani remedies, and it just wasn't like I was using one pain, it would take the pain levels away for a couple of hours, but yeah, like I just the
It's
way that everything was sitting in my low back and sacrum, there was just no way, it was so stuck. Yeah,
this
so restricted, so it was causing problems down the line.
Yeah, yeah. It's I think they're really great to use in tandem, and sometimes if you get the right homeopathic, it will shift, things. But yeah,
Mm.
that's interesting, and yeah, that's really cool that you're doing that as well. Yeah, to add into that. Roxanne has asked for any recommendations for a good chiro in Melbourne. I do know one, Roxanne, depends on where you are. I know that Amanda 80 sees someone in Melbourne who she really recommends. So, do you know Amanda? Yeah, perfect. Okay, I'll put you. Yeah, well, maybe just ask her about. I think she's got one who's a bit woo woo, and so does things a little bit differently, I believe. But yes, yeah. Are you close to her, Roxanne? No, that might be the shame. I think it's local to her. So, but she might know someone else.
Yeah, I'll ask her. Thank you.
Yeah. Do you know anyone, Nikki?
Oh, I don't know. I studied in Brisbane.
Yeah, yeah. I just thought you might have come across someone at conferences or anything or something like that. But yeah. Any other questions for Dr. Nikki? Oh, I wanted to ask you too how you use the wand because you have the terahertz wand.
Oh, yes. I get sometimes I'll use it on people when they come in and you're just trying to take away like the acute pain. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll just hold it over the low back or the area of concern. With myself, I was holding it up against my backside.
As you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think at
Yeah.
one stage you said when you first got it, you were kind of loosening people up with it a little bit as well before you
Yeah.
did the adjustments. Is that
I
right?
got I got complaints from Kate though because it was too loud.
The new one, the black one, is so much quieter.
Is it?
So much quieter.
I'll have to
Yeah,
have a look at it.
I just got one. I'll bring it in for you to have a listen.
Yeah.
But it also, the only problem is the heat's hotter. Has anyone else noticed that? So it's quieter, but setting number 1 is really, really hot. Like you have to bring it away a bit further. So that's what I've noticed. But I love that it's quieter, much, much quieter. Yeah, so any other questions, or is there anything else you would like to share, Nikki, that I haven't covered in questions?
I can't think of anything.
Okay. Yeah, cool. Any other questions, anyone? No. Oh, yeah, Tess? Was that you? No? No? Okay, well, we might have an early one tonight, but that's always good as well. Thank you so much. So, Nikki, where can people find you? Actually, it's Logan Village Chiropractic, isn't it? So,
Yeah,
if you're in
yeah,
the local area,
yeah.
and that you've got it's just loganvillagechiropractic.com.au.
.au.
Yep,
Yeah,
excellent. Yeah, and it's always very enlightening experience going to Nikki. The conversations are extremely interesting.
I love my conspiracy
Yes.
theories.
Sorry.
I said I love my conspiracy theories.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So you're always in great company for anything woo-woo and out there, and you're always, like you say, studying something, or
Yeah,
so it's always a really really awesome time to go in there. Anthea said, I must take notice of the scans before and after.
yes.
Yeah, I love that. I love that people do that. So I'm going to do the same thing, I think. Yeah, I guess it would be comprehensive, and I guess you could do musculoskeletal, the body systems as well, to look at
Yeah,
that
see
before
the
you.
difference.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's really cool.
I think that's the best part about the hair scanner is it's easy to do.
It is. Yeah, it really, really is. And it's gotten easier as well with all the updates and things as well lately. So, yeah, it's really cool. Oh, Pet Cairo. You have one, don't you? That comes.
Can't remember his name. He comes down from the Sunshine Coast, but there are chiros in the area, like pet chiros.
Cairos. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
not qualified to adjust animals, so
Oh, is that the next thing you're going to study?
gosh, no, that's 2 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
But
there
to
you
be an
go.
animal chiro, you have to study to be either a chiropractor for 5 years. You spend 2 years in your field, and then you
Right.
can go and study for 2 years to be an animal chiro, or you become a vet. You do 2 years in your field, and then you go to study to be an animal chiro, but you can only adjust animals. So
Yeah.
as a chiropractor can adjust humans and animals.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's quite a long way to
2 years,
get
it's not
on.
that much, love. Come on.
Bloody, I like doing homeopathy.
Yeah, I think homeopathy is great. Yeah, no, that's awesome. Very cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us
Oh,
tonight.
you're welcome.
Hopefully that's given everyone a little bit to think about, and hopefully a new chiro that you can go and see. I will confer with Dr. Nikki about what she thinks are the best hip flexor exercises, and that can be our little offer for being on the call tonight. So thank you everyone for being here, and if there's no
I,
more questions,
I
yeah.
can get Michelle to send out the the one that we get people to take photos of.
Yeah,
I can get Michelle to send that out to you if
would
you
you
want.
get her
That's
to
just
send it to me and then I can share it with everyone?
yeah.
That would be amazing. Thank
All
you.
right.
And I'll also share a little picture of the, if you're not understanding what we're talking about, the foam roller thing. But yeah, so try and work up to that 5 or 10 minutes a day. I'm only up to 5. I never get
Yeah.
big 5. Awesome. All right, everyone. Well, thank you very
Right.
much. And yeah, we'll catch you all next week. Don't forget the DOD recap next week as well. Thank you, Nikki.
Thanks. All
Appreciate
right.
you being here.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, bye.
Thanks.